Halloween season has long been a highly anticipated part of the amusement park calendar in the Midwest. In 2025, however, the landscape for fall events has shifted, especially in the wake of the Six Flags Cedar Fair merger. Now operating under one corporate banner, the region's flagship parks are not following the same playbook. Six Flags Great America is expanding their haunted offerings with Hollywood horror properties, premium experiences, and food festivals, while parks like Michigan's Adventure have canceled their Halloween event entirely. These approaches reveal not only differences in marketing strategy, but also how parks are prioritizing attendance patterns, operational costs, and guest spending habits. Welcome back to Ghoster Coasters, everybody, and today we're going to break down all of these haunt events at these Midwest parks. And of course, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. A huge shout out goes out to all of you and all of our channel members for helping bring all of this content together. We're going to be dropping some exclusive stuff there too, so if you want, go ahead and become a member today over on the members channel page. Alright guys, let's get into this. Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio has been running its halloweekends event since 1997, starting from a handful of haunted houses into one of the larger seasonal events in the industry. For 2025, the park has announced two big shifts: corporate sponsorship and premium pricing. One problem that many fans have with this is that it kind of seems like the same haunts, but we do get one Conjuring house, so there's that. For the first time, the event is presented by Snickers, a branding move that mirrors how sporting events and concerts kind of do cross-promotional revenue with their stuff. In Cedar Point's case, Snickers sponsorship is a clear sign the park sees Halloweekends as more of a commercial event worth aligning with a global candy brand, especially one tied to a trick-or-treat season. The more controversial change here is the pricing structure. While daytime attractions and some nighttime entertainment remain part of the general admission, the headlining haunted houses now require an additional charge. This is a departure from Cedar Point's long-standing kind of all-inclusive model for Halloween and a direct pivot towards monetizing the high-demand experience. At the top of the list is the Conjuring house, the park's first haunted maze built around a major Hollywood horror franchise. Developed in partnership with Warner Bros., the maze draws on the scares of the Conjuring film universe, which has grossed over $2 billion worldwide. This marks a big shift for Cedar Point, moving away from exclusively original IPs towards attractions that carry built-in name recognition. Some people are excited about this and welcome the addition of world-class horror experiences and believe the upcharge is definitely justified by the cost of licensing and production. Others feel the extra fees underline the value of the season pass. The park's decision shows a willingness to follow the Universal Studios model, where horror IPs and premium tickets dominate Halloween marketing, while still offering traditional family-friendly fall entertainment during the day. The main issue here with fans is the pass that was sold to us this year was marketed as including Halloweekends, and some people have even booked hotels with a guarantee of Fright Lane. While I do understand the pricing for haunted houses going on, they do have to kind of focus on getting new haunts in there. I think next season's probably when they're really going to focus on that, but they need new attractions and new walkthroughs and mazes and stuff there for this, because other than the Conjuring house, right now it seems like we're getting the same haunted Halloween event, Halloweekends here, for an upcharge. So I understand why some people are frustrated, but we'll see what they do in the next year or so before we give a full, this isn't great, why are you charging for the same thing we got free before? But we're going to move on over to Six Flags Great America now. Their Fright Fest is doing great. Over in Gurnee, Illinois, Six Flags Great America is making its Fright Fest bigger, bloodier, and more recognizable than ever. For 2025, the park will feature 5 haunted mazes, including 3 based on blockbuster horror IPs, The Conjuring universe, Saw, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre. These properties are not only household names in horror, but also have proven crowd pullers, giving the Six Flags Legacy Parks a competitive edge in attracting both diehard fans and casual visitors looking for a familiar scare. In addition to the mazes, Great America is introducing 3 brand new scare zones. Oddities, Circus of Madness, a twisted carnival filled with creepy clowns and sideshow horrors. Headbangers, a heavy metal-inspired nightmare zone that blends music, light effects, and aggressive street actors. And Los Muertos, a Dia de los Muertos themed zone with skeletal performers and Latin American horror influences. These join 4 returning zones for a total of 7, creating a fully immersive park-wide horror atmosphere. The park is also maintaining its Kids Boo Fest, a daylight offering for families, and its Oktoberfest Food Festival, which provides a culinary incentive for guests who might be less interested in the scares but still want to kind of enjoy the seasonal flavors. Like Cedar Point, Great America is charging extra for haunted mazes while keeping scare zones and general entertainment included with admission, but they have added a lot more here. Operationally, the event runs from September 13th to November 2nd, Covering nearly 2 full months and multiple holidays, the scope and the length of the event indicate Six Flags' commitment to maximizing attendance and in-park spending during the fall, which is now one of the more profitable seasons for amusement parks nationwide. By loading up the lineup with IP-heavy mazes and thematic food events, Great America is positioning Fright Fest. Maybe, it's a couple steps below Universal. I'm not comparing the two, but it's kind of doing the same thing with the name recognition, just a much smaller scale and lower price point. And again, it's nowhere near Universal scale. It's just like they're bringing horror IPs into the park. That's the comparison I'm making. Nowhere, anywhere near Hollywood Horror Nights. This is a clear example that Six Flags is kind of trying to adopt a more immersive premium event structure, and I can't blame them. Like we're talking about with Universal, it's just steps ahead, so eventually they had to make a shift. And then, of course, we have the cancellation of Michigan Adventures Tricks and Treats event. That's going to be 6 weeks of pay lost for seasonal workers in the area, all the tourism for that area, so it definitely hurts Michigan Adventure quite a bit. They did put out a statement. They're offering tickets to Cedar Point, so you can go visit that, but now halloweekends is now an upcharge, so it's, not being received great by everybody. The Midwest Halloween season's kind of changed a little bit, especially for us here in Michigan. It shows that corporate ownership doesn't always lead to standardized offerings across the board. The combined company appears to be kind of tailoring its seasonal strategy to each park's market size, attendance trends, and revenue potential. For Cedar Point and Great America, it looks like things are going to get bigger, bolder, and more expensive. The result here is a Midwest Halloween season that's kind of more uneven than ever. It's booming in some parks, and for other parks, it's completely disappearing, and forcing fans to make tougher choices about where and how much they're willing to pay for their fall thrills. For someone like me, I have world-class haunted houses here in Michigan. I could go to Erebus, which is constantly ranked one of the best haunted houses in the country, and still, have a good time with all of my friends and family and go home right after. It's closer, less gas money to get there, and I could theoretically go to Cedar Point, ride the rides, come home, and go to the haunted house there. It's like, why am I going to spend extra money on the upcharge at Cedar Point other than me being there if they don't make this event very great? So I'm hoping that Cedar Point in the next couple of years definitely adds some more houses, changes things out. I don't want to see no more slaughterhouse and the same things over and over and over again. It'd be cool to see something new there. I'm kind of excited to see how the Conjuring house goes. Let me know how you guys feel about this down below. I know it's kind of off guard and catching everybody by surprise here. Let me know down below how you feel. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll be talking about the parks and Halloween haunt events and halloweekends and plenty more stuff here over the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. A huge shout out goes out to all of our channel members. Of course, as always, thank you for being a part of our spooky community, and for Coaster Ghosting with Ghoster Coasters, make sure you guys sound off down below.